Artist books offer a variety of opportunities for tactile media to emphasize the messages within. Let's take a peek at how Perdóname, barriga by Gloribel Delgado Esquilín and Teeth by Lisa Kokin explore perceptions about and our relationships with specific parts of our bodies. Gloribel Delgado Esquilín is a textile artist, craftswoman, teacher, and writer from San Juan, Puerto Rico. After working as a journalist for 20 years, she shifted her focus toward fabric-based artwork. Her handmade dolls and artist books chronicle individual stories and an anti-racist and decolonial vision of her days in Puerto Rico. Perdóname, barriga is a joyful artist book about self-love and acceptance. It is written in Spanish, but Delgado Esquilín included a separate pamphlet with an English translation. Based on a real moment in her life, the text begins by describing how Delgado Esquilín noticed marks on her belly after wearing shorts that were too tight. It hurt her to see that torture reflected on her naked belly. In English, it reads, "My love handles are tight against the seams. My belly suffered for hours because I was vain, wearing pants that were too tight for my body. I took a photo." Rather than turning away in shame or unhappiness, she decides to draw herself, embrace herself, and share herself. She promises herself never again. Delgado Esquilín explained to me that the original shorts that gave space to these reflections were pink, so shades of red and pink appear throughout the book. But she wanted to reinforce the importance of this conversation she had with her body and underscore the relationship we have with our clothes. To suggest the connection with skin, she chose a natural fabric color as a background for the text and stitched illustrations. Turning the heavy fabric pages is satisfying. They flop slightly in my hands, and I enjoy reading the textures with my fingers. These pages are soft and supple, yet strong and resilient. Even without the English translation, I can sense Delgado Esquilín's shift towards self-acceptance and self-love, as the stitched figures take more confident and direct stances. The frayed or unfinished edges of some of the fabric pieces suggest her embrace of things as they are. We also get the opportunity to directly confront these tight pink pants. Unbuttoning them to discover the flourishing belly below, the English translation of the text above reads, "I love my belly just the way it is. I love myself, I hug myself. I forgive myself and celebrate myself. I release the buttons and release the pain." The final page recalls the photo Delgado Esquilín took after seeing the marks from those too tight pants. She reveals her vulnerability and gently evokes the peace and self-love that she arrived at after this conversation with her belly. Delgado Esquilín explained to me that while she specifically addresses her own belly, she knows that many people have struggled with different parts of their body. Perdóname, barriga offers a delightful and tactile opportunity to reflect on how we see ourselves before the world and what we can do to embrace and love ourselves just as we are. Lisa Kokin is a mixed media artist working in textiles and fibers, sculpture, and one-of-a-kind artist books. She often uses humor to empathize with the underdog and comment on serious subjects. Teeth is an altered book that highlights Kokin's love of sewing, tactility, and working with an unexpected range of materials. Her affinity for puns is also immediately evident. This book was originally created to hold vinyl records, and I quickly made the connection to dental records. On the title page, a child's face peeks out between zipper teeth. From the beginning, the text has the ring of outdated pseudoscience. It claims that a person with good teeth is characterized as methodical, tidy, painstaking, and even lucky. Someone with small, weak, and irregular teeth has defective vitality and poor digestion, as though teeth could possibly indicate such things. These words were excerpted from a pamphlet about phrenology that Kokin found in a flea market. Teeth is actually one of a trilogy, with other books titled Head and Nose that also used text from this pamphlet. Kokin, who grew up in a secular, liberal Jewish family, explained to me the absurdity of basing notions of intelligence on the shapes and sizes of body parts was highly amusing, although I was always aware of the fact that phrenology was used by the Nazis to justify their genocidal ideology. Kokin's lively images feature a wide range of skillfully manipulated materials. To make teeth, she gathered interesting surfaces and objects without concern for their original intended uses, and then assembled them intuitively alongside the phrenology texts. The result is a reading experience that is both humorous and playful, ridiculing the absurdity of these pseudoscientific ideas. I particularly enjoy the different ways she creates or suggests teeth, using familiar objects like buttons or small beads, and other materials that I can't quite figure out, but have a strong visceral response to. One of my favorites is this altered photo of a young man in military uniform. The cotton swabs become hilariously soft and oversized teeth, but it all becomes a bit creepy. The text unsettles me more. The final sentence about real and false teeth underscores the unscientific and untrue ideas linking dental details to personal character. Standing like teeth in a torn paper mouth, the people in this last photo are mostly labeled F, with just a few labeled with an R. On the surface, it's funny to look at these smiling faces from another era, designated false and real. But I am also reminded of the ways malicious and power-hungry individuals and groups use bogus science to further their own agendas. Kokin's layered humor and sharp wit are simultaneously whimsical and biting. The fabrics and stitched illustrations in Perdóname, barriga blur the lines of reading a book and touching a body, activating our empathy and recognition of self-acceptance and self-love. Pairing phrenology texts with materials that create outlandish dental depictions, teeth deprives these ridiculous and false ideas of any potency. Addressing specific body parts, both are endearing examples of how artists' books can elevate a clear message through the seamless union of material, tactility, image, and text.